Hello and welcome to my knitting vlog. My name is Annika. A few things. Lately, my ass has been kicked by the YouTube algorithm, and I've been quite annoyed by that, but I don't think that there's much that I can do about it. I lost countless followers, maybe because I don't know, produce crap. That's possible. But it can also be that I finally got the chance, probably that's the correct word, to put on the monetization. So that means that you will see ads. That means that I will make like €3 in a year from those. And maybe there are just too many of them. I tried to pick only one in a half an hour episode, but I'm not sure that I succeeded. If I haven't, please let me know. I don't want to annoy you too much, except for, talking to you, but that's another topic. So yeah, still, thank you if you're still around, and thank you for all your lovely comments regarding my Wild One sweater and in my previous video. Today, just a few small things to show you or talk about. But first, if you're only here to know if you won the raffle, the winner is, I just used the random YouTube comment generator, it's Curry G1. I'll comment the previous video, so you can DM me on Ravelry to get your pattern. Yeah, notebooks are great. I was holding up my new swatch. Well, actually, this is already probably 3 weeks old. It's a swatch in Ulysses, maybe that's how you pronounce it. And it's the same as my no-name sweater that you've probably seen if you have been around in my previous episodes, made from fin sheep, but this is merino wool. I wanted to do it in Jensen, and I did a swatch, but it didn't work. Too wide, too large stitches. So I grabbed some Ulysses, and this looks like it might work. I'm still not sure. This is how I do, by the way, a colorwork yoke swatch. I don't know how you do it, but this is one way. I can show you the other side. Somebody, by the way, said on YouTube that in order to be a successful YouTuber, you should talk to your audience as to your best friend. And I've been wondering about that. I mean, I don't have a best friend. Maybe I'm just such an annoying person that I don't have a best friend. I have good friends, but I don't have just one bestie. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a major character flaw or not. You tell me. Anyhow, back to the swatch. People don't tend to show the other side of things, which I find annoying. I'm interested in the other side. So here's the other side of a colorwork swatch. No, you don't need to cut the yarns. And yes, you can. This is actually this part. I think I said in one of the videos where I was contemplating on knitting a new one and writing up a pattern that I'm not sure if this is gradable. I mean, I just put so many colorwork motifs here that it might be too complex, or maybe my skills are not enough for that yet, but more about this later. I don't think that I'll get to start knitting this spring, although it might be a good idea to knit actually something in black during spring and summer. This is Ebony, the darkest one. It's a brownish black, and the white one is Sail, and this yellowish green is Genet. Ulysses is one of my favorite yarns of all time, so I almost remember all the color names. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I just like the feel of it. It's a bit similar to BC Garn Semilla Melange, but they have a more muted color cards, color something selection. So yeah, other things I've been thinking about besides colorwork sweaters and swatching and YouTube kicking my ass is that I think I Hmm. Maybe it's just the midlife crisis. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I got things wrong. Well, of course I did got things wrong, like tons of things, but you know, I've been frankly, and I don't know how to put this otherwise, uh, but it feels that my entire life I've been arguing with stupid people, trying to convince them of some things that I find how things should be. But then, and yeah, this might sound very obnoxious, or well, maybe that's not the correct word for it, but I was just thinking, and I had this conversation a few days ago and again this morning with my partner, that, you know, maybe it's not. Uh, okay, I have a certain set of values. I'm not a Christian per se. I mean, I don't belong to a church. I don't believe in God. What does that have to do with knitting? Maybe nothing. But my values are still quite strongly founded on Christian values. Like, you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't kill, you shouldn't do this or that. The 10 Commandments, basically. And then I've been trying to, is that the word, reinforce it? Maybe. And I've been trying to get other people to uphold those same standards or values. And I've been just wasting my time. My entire, well, not just adult life, probably also when I was a kid. And that's not all. I am also thinking that, or was sort of limited in my thinking that maybe that's, you know, the only way to be. Like, okay, there's only one way to do things correctly and all the other things are wrong. And that's actually might not be true. I'm still processing this, all of this. And I don't know what to say except that I really hope that I can stop finally arguing with others about, well, they're not necessarily point of views, they're, you know, way of seeing things. Well, that's the same as point of view, way of living and values, because they're not gonna change it because I say so. So I'm wasting so much energy trying to get people to do the right thing according to me. But who the beep am I to say what's right, frankly? And yeah, this relates to everything I do, even knitting. It's like, okay, you think that stealing patterns from others has no issues, then fine, I don't understand it, but that's obviously a different sort of value in your life than in my life. And yes, I just said in my previous video, or the one before it, that it's wrong. Yeah, it is wrong according to me, but according to you, it might be the best thing ever. So, yeah, it's not 100% clear yet, and I'm not 100% there that I'm able to let that all go. But then I'm starting to thinking, and like I said, maybe this is just midlife crisis, that have I gotten anywhere with the fact that my modus operandi, or how I operate, was always that I'd rather be right than happy. But then then actually I've been just miserable. So maybe I should change that I'd probably rather be happy than right. And if you're thinking that the earth is flat, then who am I to say that it isn't, that it's scientifically proven that it's not? Like, why do I need to have that conversation? That's just ridiculous. Just let whatever people think of things differently. And I can't remember who was that. I think it was it a German philosopher or Polish? Jesus, I should have looked him up. But he has a theory on stupidity. And yeah, you can't argue with stupid people, and maybe I'm one of them. So there's that. Maybe the topic of today is, how stupid can you be? yeah, so back to knitting. That was a very strange introduction, and probably again my algorithm will kick my ass, but I just don't care. Maybe I'll think of this as a diary of what I've been knitting for the past, I don't know. When did I start? October, I think. Uh, Hopefully, I will continue anyhow. It's a bit depressing, nobody's watching your video and you're still making an effort to show up, but oh well. It is what it is, not what it isn't. I'll try to keep that also in mind. In case you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is a freestyle raglan sweater with Isager silk mohair and Ushitita merino yak. Absolutely no idea what the colorway is in the Ushitita, but I think the silk mohair is 36, the burgundy. So, what else I've been knitting? I've been knitting tons of stuff that I can't show you yet, hopefully in my next episode, but mostly socks. And like I said in my previous episode, I think that I wanted to rework the Rowan mittens that I designed already 5 years ago. And I'm like, time flies so fast. Yes, I know that the older you get, it seems that time is moving faster and all that stuff. But still, even though I know that, sometimes it's just so... I just don't have the word for it. I just realized I went outside for a tiny little walk around the shore. Yeah. And I was listening to James Bay's first album. And kind of like, okay, well, yeah, I've been listening to this for a few years. And then I realized that a few years, I think it came out in 2014. Because I think it was the last time I went to Japan when Hold Back the River was everywhere on radio. so I'm like, what? That's 11 years, and it seems like yesterday. So anyhow, back to knitting. This is leftover Rauma Finul, and in 2 colors. This is the white, and this is some rusty color. I don't know if I have the band somewhere anymore. And this is again Isager silk mohair, and still I don't know the colorway. They only have one rust color. And yeah, these are my Rowan mittens. I'm rewriting the pattern. Did I say that already? I'm not sure yet if this will actually work, because I have the feeling that I can't meet my gauge from 5 years ago. So these might turn out too big for my hands, but we'll see. I still love the design, and it's deactivated on Ravelry, so don't go looking for it yet. And I love the bubbles. This is from, I don't think I mentioned it, but this is from a magazine from the 50s. A Romanian, Hungarian magazine. Well, it is in Hungarian at least. That my grandma brought back to me when she was visiting Finland 20, 30 years ago. I mean, my grandma has been underground for, I don't know, more than 10 years, so that's been a while. But anyhow, I implemented the chart of I think it was a cross stitch more than a knitting pattern. Well, it certainly wasn't a knitting pattern. And I did some alterations. I added the bubbles. There will be also another row, more than one row of bubbles here. I haven't counted how many, but they're simple and you don't need to turn. That's pretty easy to do. Then I have the corrugated ribbing and a picot edge. It looks nice. It's awful to work. Yeah. I've watched quite a lot of other YouTubers, some designers as well. I probably said that already, but like with they're not showing the other side. It's like, I'm interested in the difficult parts of designs, but nobody tends to talk about it. I mean, nobody is saying what's annoying, how they fix it, and well, some do technique videos, but that's a different thing. maybe it's just, an illusion that everybody wants to, keep up appearances that everything is fine. I had no issue. I just, came up with this and then cast on, and it worked out like a peach from start to finish. I didn't need to unravel. Or maybe I just haven't found the right people to follow. So if you have anybody that you like talking about some failures, because as much as I am interested in success, I think you learn more from failing. And yes, I'm failing constantly, so maybe I've learned tons. Instagram the other day showed me George Clooney saying that you don't learn anything from success. Maybe that's true. I'm not sure how much I still want to learn from failure, though. But anyhow, yeah, I only knit so far one of the mittens. I altered the thumb gusset. The original one has a flower. I think I will keep that. Just if you want to knit like I can't speak. Knit it as the original, but I modified it to be a bit longer as well, and then to have a very simple colorwork pattern to follow. Yep, there you go. About being outside. It's been pollen season apparently since January. Now it's getting worse, and then there's also dust from the gravel that they put on the roads during winter. So good times. I feel a bit, I'm not sure if I'm coming down with the flu or if it's just the dirt and the dust in the air. Yeah, so there's that. And one more thing, I abandoned monogamy for a while. I still have 2 sleeves to knit on my Diamonds and Rust cardigan. I haven't started. I don't know why I'm avoiding it. Maybe it's spring and I want to knit something else, some tiny things instead. And I should get back to this one to finish it and see if it actually fits my hand. I mean, of course I can always put a glove underneath it, but it's still sort of wide. Well, I have narrow hands, but it's okay here. Maybe I just changed my gauge for the half of the mittens from here to here. Hard to say. Anyway, and did I say that maybe I didn't? But yeah. I occasionally really love working socks. I mean, working as in designing and knitting them. And occasionally I just can't stand them. So it's interesting, to say the least. But now, for some reason, I think that I want to focus on knitting socks mostly for the maybe rest of the year. Now that I said my plan out loud, probably I will fail with that one as well. Julia Cameron said that please don't say your plans out loud before you actually actualize them, because they will not come to life. I think she's right partially, but let's see how this sock knitting will go. Anyway, this is the beginning of a toe-up sock, and I strongly dislike toe-up socks. It's the Judy's Magic Cast On. You can find the tutorial on Knitty, and just really adding every other round 2 stitches. I mean, 1 stitch here and another here, and then to the other needle. Magic loop. Oh yes, I still should remember to speak like my best friend. The yarn is Wall Collection's Pure Sock. It's a 100% merino wool, and let's see how it will work in a sock. I probably mentioned this already before, I don't really get holes in my socks. Our floors are fine, I guess, in that manner? Is that the right word? Whatever. I just met with another designer colleague, and then she said that their floors are eating up the wool socks, so she goes through 1 pair in like 2 weeks or so. I don't have that issue. So yes, I'm grateful for that. Anyway, I incorporated these kind of, well, they're sort of cables, but they're very simple to do. And I just now finished with the toe increases, and let's see how this will continue from here, if I can actually work a toe up sock pattern or design. I have one, but like I said, I don't really like toe up socks, so, and I'm still undecisive. Well, okay, I just started, but I'm still undecisive on the heel construction. Maybe it's just a German short row heel or some other. I don't know yet. Yeah, so these are the few things that I'm working on. Not much. I'm also thinking that maybe I should change the format. I mean, yeah, I don't know if this is much of a format. It's just a talking head showing you knitting of my YouTube channel, but then I don't have that much time, and I don't have the knowledge either to edit all these videos and take, you know, small sections from life, or me drinking coffee or brushing my teeth or whatever. I know that some vloggers do that, but we'll see how that will go. Of course, I could just ask someone to do it. Ask as in pay for it. I still would need to film them though. Editing is not my forte. I did edit something 19 years ago for my, well, it sort of was my thesis, which wasn't my thesis. It was the artistic part. I made a stop motion animation. But yeah, okay, I don't think that has anything to do with knitting anymore. I like on Instagram, is it .Pebbles Knits? She has animated very short clips of her knitting. Well, they're not patterns, they're knitting knitted animals like Eeyore or Winnie the Pooh or frogs or whatnot. Go check her out. I enjoy them. It would be lovely to be able to do that, but yeah, that's not what I designed, so it's kind of, maybe I'll have to think about it. But anyway, I think that's all for today. I have no idea how long I've been talking about. If you're here for the giveaway, I just said already in the beginning, but I think if I can read my handwriting, it's Kari G1. I'll try to remember to drop you a line to the previous episode. That's all. See you next time. Bye.